Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan. Today on the podcast, we are going to be watching Ocean's 11. It came out in 2001 and is directed by Steven Soderbergh and is written by Ted Griffin. It also stars an absolutely stacked cast with George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Casey Affleck, Scott Conn, Elliot Gould, Bernie Mac, and Carl Reiner. Just insane cast. Following his release from prison, Danny Ocean violates his parole by traveling to Los Angeles to meet his friend and partner in crime, Rusty Ryan, to propose a heist. At Las Vegas, the two pitch the plan to wealthy friend and former casino owner, Ruben Tishkov. The plan consists of simultaneously robbing 3 casinos owned by Terry Benedict: the Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand. Today on the podcast, we are going to be joined by my cousin, Kevin Curran, fantastic writer, huge movie lover, and this is actually one of his favorite movies, so I'm very excited for him to join me on the podcast today. As always, I will be posting his social channels in the episode bio, so please follow him there. He's great, so yeah, follow him. Now, I'm going to be watching the Blu-ray copy that I have of this movie, but it is currently streaming on AMC Plus. You can rent it on Apple TV for $4, on Amazon for $3.79, and on Vudu for $4 as well. So I don't want to take up any more time. We are going to be pressing play on Ocean's 11 in 3, 2, and 1. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Pat.
Are you nervous?
I'm so nervous, dude. I've never spoken into a mic in my life.
I know. This is the first time I've done this live with somebody in the actual room.
It's crazy. We're cousins. I flew all the way across the country to do this.
Just this
It's my
podcast.
cousin.
Never seen this movie.
So I love this movie. It's in my top 4 on Letterboxd. Probably like my most rewatched movie ever.
Steven Soderbergh.
One of the most prolific, underrated American directors, I'd say,
He's
of our
all right.
time. Would you agree with that, Pat?
He's all right. No, I love him. He's great. Mr. George Clooney. Do you ever look at George Clooney and be like, man, that guy probably smells really good?
I thought you were going to say smells really bad. I was like, yeah, kind
You
of.
just look at him like, this dude probably
No.
he wakes up and he already has a bottle of cologne on him.
Yep. So Bruce Willis was actually set to play Danny Ocean. And then I think there was some sort of scheduling conflicts, as there always are.
Is that why Bruce Willis is in Ocean's 12?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why. Man, I just love how Soderbergh paces his movies. And this whole score is just perfect.
Who did the score for this?
You know, I'm not sure.
I forget who did the 13 one. It's probably the same guy.
And this is one of my favorite scripts ever. I read it once a year. It's so much fun. And Soderbergh, I got a lot of IMDb facts here, Pat, for us today.
About Steven Soderbergh and Ocean's 11.
One of them is, which I think describes the movie perfectly, is he said that the film was an opportunity to give audiences pleasure from beginning to end. He wanted it to be a movie that you just surrendered to without embarrassment and without regret.
Interesting.
That's exactly how I feel every time I watch it.
I think that shot when they're coming over the water there is reversed. The helicopter shot. It's easier to film pulling it down than pulling it back up. Look at this guy. He's like, I own this casino now. I smell good.
Atlantic City.
What a shithole. Sorry to people who live in Atlantic City, but I've been there. Damn. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Bernie.
He's like, I know him. I was just in jail. And look at me gambling again. Is this your favorite Soderbergh movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, pumps out movies though.
Pumps out movies and shoots his own movies now and shoots on different formats and iPhone, any other type of
And
digital film.
I think he edits them all himself too.
Yeah, like under
Yeah.
pseudonyms.
Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't technically film or direct Magic Mike 2, but he was the cinematographer under a different name. Wait, he knows him? What?
It is interesting that the first person he goes to is Frank here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing just geographically he was closest.
Yeah, he probably was. I think he
to
was
him.
got out of jail in Jersey. He's like, oh wait,
Things that didn't age well. Trump Plaza behind George Clooney right here.
look, he's killing it. The plaza's going away. Foreshadowing. Classic Brad Pitt, always eating in movies.
So, according to IMDb, who knows how true all of these are, but the reason he's eating was apparently because he didn't have much, like, off time in between takes to eat. And so he went to Soderbergh and was like, I think it would be interesting if my character was just eating in a lot of these shots. And I think he really just did it for personal reasons so he could
That's
eat.
hilarious. And then he probably just like also then was like, wait, I'm just gonna only eat on on film. Like I'm not gonna actually eat when everyone else is eating.
Exactly.
Topher Grace playing himself.
I mean, like, Brad Pitt eating in this is so iconic.
Yeah.
Like, he makes eating look so good.
With his
Doesn't gain a pound though.
his 2001 like frosted tips. Topher thinks he's so cool.
The hair, like he doesn't want to be recognized, and no
Yeah.
one gives a shit about him.
I love this scene because it's like CW or like WB actors like just all at the same table.
It's amazing.
Charlie Conway, Joshua Jackson. I wonder when that style went away. What Brad Pitt's wearing, like that silk like dress shirt,
Yeah, right. Right
the
around
silk tie.
right around 05, I'd say.
Yeah. It's funny going from like that Danny Ocean in the actual casino to this like underground terrible like game of poker. He's like, I want 4 cards.
Yeah, and Brad's got the silver tie on
Yeah.
the silver button up. I mean, one of the only men that could probably pull that off.
And the other guys in this movie, George Clooney. He could probably
Yeah.
pull it off.
Yep. Matt Damon? I don't think so.
Dude, all reds.
All reds, dude. Incredible. All reds.
That's such a good like, whatever. They're like paying me for this. I don't care.
He's got like a triple scotch.
Love that cut. What if like bars still had that? Just like you were just watching them. It's so fucking weird. Can I just get my drink and go?
I mean, this movie is so funny. Every step of the way.
I don't think I've ever ordered a drink at the bar like neat. Like, give me whiskey.
I know.
Like, I'd be too embarrassed. They're like, what? Can I just get a beer, actually? Hey, I know him. That's how we did the close up there.
I love this scene. Like, just perfectly, encapsulates their relationship and their scheming.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, these are the easiest targets of them
Oh,
all,
yeah. I like how this is shot, too. He shoots them, like, all individually. But, like, he keeps the
Or
Brad Pitt
the
and
over the
George in the
shoulder.
same frame because they know each other. It's like it's more of a direct, like, obviously they're talking about each other, but the other people have no idea what's going on. I don't even know. Does he go wide here? I'm sure he does at the end. Right there.
Oh, man, this must have been annoying to shoot. This coverage.
Yeah. I think he probably easily has multiple cameras going on all the time.
Yeah, probably two gone. But even still, like, directors always say that, like, table scenes, any type of
Oh,
table
yeah.
scene,
Just
it's like
annoying.
the worst.
That's the Seventh Heaven dude, right?
Yeah. Seventh Heaven, baby. What a show.
And there's the captain of the Mighty
He
Ducks.
thinks he's so cool with his little twirl in his ring.
Yeah. What an interesting casting, like, of this scene.
Yeah, in the script, there's a few different people. Like, I know Topher's in the script, but I don't think Joshua Jackson was. And a couple of these others, they just probably had to get who they got.
Topher probably knows them. So I'll get some people. Piercing eyes. He thinks he's so cool.
So cool.
It's like you guys are working with like you're playing with little like, gamblers, like they're heavy gamblers. He got all reds too.
Just that smirk.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Which is hilarious because if that actually happened in real life, like no one would care about Topher Grace coming out at the party.
Yeah, like, was he
and George Clooney. And
was
Brad
he
Pitt
really
walked
was
past
he really that popular at that
I guess
time?
it's the height of that '70s show.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
it's like the height of it.
Yeah. I
Shot
love a good
right down
LA
Sunset. Probably
LA
Hollywood
street
Boulevard.
shot.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Fincher right there too.
Yeah. Rig on the whole back. Dude, they're sitting closer now because they're friends again.
Love this lighting here.
Yeah, they don't do such like unnatural lighting would like work so well. Like what restaurant would be that dark like right now? Like, that heavy of a light right there. Inserts. Fincher would shoot like 100 of those. Soderbergh probably shot like 2. He's like, yeah, I'm good. Seems like he probably works fast, Soderbergh. I could see him working really fast.
Another interesting IMDb fact: he wanted to shoot this in black and white for a while, but
Interesting. I could see it in black and white, honestly. Make it like a
the studio was gonna drastically cut the budget if he did.
interesting.
Basically forcing his hand.
Make it like a 50s kind of. I could see a 50s 40s vibe. Because they're making another prequel to this
Are they really?
with Gosling and Margot Robbie.
Oh,
Still in development, yeah.
that's.
I mean, because this is technically a remake.
I'm kind of interested.
This is a remake of in the 60s, I think, original.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that one's supposed to take place in the 60s.
Yeah,
Watch
there's
Gosling be his like grandfather. Let me tell you how to do this, son.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm in. Gosling, Margot, say no more.
It's interesting when he goes handheld too, as opposed to
Yeah, interesting.
he did it when he left the prison, and
Oh yeah,
everything else has been kind of set like stationary essentially. But this is
because this is
handheld.
kind of when someone's actually calling him on his shit.
Yeah,
He's like, he's smooth and comfortable, but now Russ is like, why are you really
yeah.
doing this, man? And he's still not fully honest with him.
He's like, listen, Julia Roberts is gonna be there. That's why we're doing this. Love that transition. He uses like 60s transitions too.
Yeah, love that. Love me some
Yeah.
60s, 70s transitions. This house right here, I think was Quincy Jones's house, or maybe he designed it, but it cost him 200 grand just to rent this out for this short scene.
For one day, that's wild. Probably in like what, Brentwood somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, here's your black and white.
Or maybe like Palm Springs even. Yep.
Palm Springs. Here's your taste of what it would look like, black and white. He probably was like, I'm gonna have one scene black and white.
Oh yeah.
If you can't give it to me.
Ooh. Lot of casting what ifs here. Shout out to the Ringer podcast, Bill Simmons, rewatchables. Casting what ifs. We got for Ruben, Sidney Pollack or Dennis Franz
I could see Sidney Pollack in that.
were considered for Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney would be good, but Elliot Gould's just
Oh
perfect.
yeah. Just his costume design's so good. So is Elliot Gould their first choice, or did Sidney Pollack like pass?
Yeah, it didn't say, but it didn't seem like he was the first choice.
Mm. Look at that shit.
Goals, man.
But then you just slap like the chains on him, like this guy's got money. This is probably like a Tuesday afternoon. His blocking is good in this movie too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Clooney, what was it? Clooney said that I forget which actor. It was he said he would always like look down. Whenever he was like looking down and walking around, he was just looking at his lines for where he needed to go for the
Really?
blocking. It was Spencer Tracy, as it was. Whenever you watch a Spencer Tracy movie, he's always like looking down when he's walking. And he's literally just looking at where his mark he needs to go, and he'll stop, and then he'll look up, and he'll deliver the line.
The brothers. More casting what ifs. Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson were, I think, their number one choices for the brothers. But they were filming the Royal Tenenbaums. Scheduling conflict. And I was saving this one for you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you possibly guess which two real brothers in real life were set to play this that are in the filmmaking community?
Two real brothers.
At this time.
I guess I would have said
I don't think you'll
Affleck's, but one of them's already in this. Which I could see Ben in this too.
I know. I was thinking about
Ben
that.
and him. That was a great, like, this is how this scene started. Of him, like, showing this small car before the big one. Just
So
to
good.
introduce their relationship. But I don't know.
Joel and Ethan Coen.
Like,
They were offered it.
really?
And they passed on it.
Wow.
It would have been
That'd
so
been
weird.
With
They
like
probably-
how monotone they are, like in real
I
life.
know.
Like they show no emotion.
They probably were just like, Steven, we're not good actors.
But he probably was like, that's the point. Like, I want you in
Yeah.
this.
It's really interesting.
Now I want to see the cut of, or the entire movie with the Coens in it.
Right? Yeah, when I was going through this, I was like, Ben Affleck could have been in this movie easily. Many of these characters.
I wouldn't be surprised if a
Like,
role came on, like, was offered to him, or he read
Yeah.
for a role.
But at this time, he was probably had plenty of stuff on his schedule.
Yeah. Hey, he's got to do Pearl Harbor, 2001.
Don Cheadle, baby. I told Pat this before, but he is not credited in this movie if you look closely. And that's because he and his team wanted him top billed along, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, but they wouldn't give it to him. So he said, then don't credit me. And then in the next two movies, he was top billed. So they fixed that.
It's funny that he did that, though.
For,
Did he basically, like, make this character, like, even with, like, the accent and everything?
yeah, he tried to do a Cockney accent, and everyone hated it. They said it was like one of the worst accents, and he even admitted that he thought it was terrible. Wanted to change it for the next two movies, but Steven wouldn't let him. He's like, no, we're keeping
That's
what you're
actually-
doing.
No, keep it there, yeah.
For some reason, when the alarm goes off, I always thought he said, Lazy Al, for no reason. Like, the guy's name is Lazy Al, but he says, leave it out. Leave it out.
Interesting. Channeling in his Seven detective here. Yeah, that's funny. Just like, yeah, leave the accent in. It's terrible.
Yeah. He
But
was
that,
like not
works-
proud of his work.
It works for him because they're all like con men, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, is he even
Yeah,
British? Like, you
yeah,
like,
where is he actually from? That doesn't happen in LA. No one parking on the street.
Yeah, right. And I'm pretty sure,
Was that LA? I don't know if that was LA, actually. Maybe it's San Francisco.
I'm pretty sure if that happened, they'd be wanted for terrorism.
Yeah, just blew up a cop car.
Which one's the amazing yan? The little Chinese guy.
That's so good.
I don't know, it doesn't seem all that different.
Just great looks,
Yeah.
this movie, from everybody. I mean, but especially Brad.
Their chemistry is insane.
Hmm.
I love the reveal that it was like, this was just during the day. Like, they were just-
Barnum's
yeah.
Circus.
Circuses aren't even around anymore. No, I don't think. Probably just like carnivals at this point.
Saul, baby. More casting what ifs. Let's see what we got for Saul.
One of the biggest TV writers of all time.
Don Rickles was an early choice.
Can see it, yeah.
For Saul. As well as Alan Arkin.
Definitely could see that too. I could see Alan Arkin wearing this outfit right now.
And about Carl Reiner and how funny he was and how much everybody respected him in the industry. Soderbergh wanted all the actors to like hang out on set between setups, just to like, you know, keep the chemistry going. But everyone would always just crowd around Carl Reiner and listen to his stories.
I would too. One of the most influential people in Hollywood history, especially when it comes to television. Probably all those old sets. I want to hear all those stories. Have you ever been to a racetrack?
I have
I guess
never.
it's a dog track.
And I've been wanting to like go up to the, what is it, Santa Anita racetrack that's
I think
close to
I
us.
think that's what it is. Yeah, I've never been to a racetrack. Especially like, I don't know, dog racing is wild. Like,
Yeah, I don't think
I
they
don't know how
can.
this is.
I don't think they can do this
legal.
anymore.
I don't know how this is legal. I honestly don't even know how horse racing is still legal, but
I know.
that's a whole nother issue. Like you're just betting on dogs running around a track. Like,
I know, it's like you can't find anything better to gamble on.
gamble on sports. I guess it's their mind. This is technically like their sport.
Yeah, and I guess you know you get outside. You're not trapped in a casino.
Probably don't win much money gambling there. Then he's like, "Look at that! Look at how much you can get instead of this place."
Foreshadowing the boxing match.
All makes 10. 10 ought to do it, don't you think? You think we need one more? You think we need one more?
So good, it doesn't say anything.
All right, we'll get one more.
God, I love the script.
Interesting that he chose to go like drop the frame rates.
Oh
here.
yeah, they talk about this. Yeah.
Because obviously you'd shoot this at regular frame rate, but then you're gonna try and do it like slow mo, so it'll drop the frame rate.
So he's shooting below 24 frames,
Yeah.
right?
No, he
make
could
it
be shooting.
choppy?
He could, he's shooting like at that.
Yeah, like interesting
It's
choice. Like,
yeah. Supposed to be like Linus's character is, I guess, is very like he can see things like I guess that slow, like very quickly.
yeah, because I'm wondering why he chose to do
Because he
that.
just like pickpocketed that guy. Sorry,
Yeah,
spoiler,
you're right.
But and then he leaves it, and he does the same thing to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's exactly why. Like it moves in slow motion for him,
Yeah.
kind of, or just like
Like Danny
choppiness.
Ocean's also just as good, but like he doesn't do stuff like that.
All right, casting what ifs for Linus. Let's see what we got here, Pat. Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's got that look.
He turned down the role, so he
Interesting.
was probably offered it first, and he decided to do Planet of the Apes instead.
Probably got paid more. I don't blame him.
Johnny Depp.
I don't know if I could see Johnny Depp here.
Yeah, like I can't see him as like insecure as
Yeah.
Matt Damon plays it. You know, like he's almost too smooth. He would be
Yeah.
more of a Russ.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Depp would have worked. I don't know. Maybe he would have.
Yeah, it's like we always in
Because
hindsight.
you've already this movie came
Yeah.
out 22 years ago, so
It's like these actors made these roles, so it's
Yeah.
hard to imagine anyone else. But I'm sure they would have done a fine job. Any of them. Oh, and casting What If for Basher, Don Cheadle's character, Ewan McGregor is another option. Probably wouldn't have had the Cockney accent.
No, it's just his regular accent.
The
But I'm sure he
Strip.
was probably still doing Star Wars, so he probably couldn't probably turned it down.
We just watched the Formula One race on the Strip last night, which was pretty cool. To have a race going through the Strip with all those lights.
It looked like no one was there watching because they turned all the lights off.
Yeah, it was dystopian a little bit.
Couldn't imagine the amount of gambling that was going on for that race. I mean, Vegas is Vegas, but it's probably like quadruple gambling.
Ruben's cigar was Elliot Gould's character choice. I
Really?
love when actors are. I would love to hear how many times a director has to say no.
Yeah, just
Stop.
Like, no. What if he wears no? What if he wears glasses at night? Please stop.
Sober? Close enough. Alright, before we get started, nobody's on the line here yet. What I'm about to propose to you is both highly lucrative and highly dangerous. Doesn't seem like your particular brand of vodka. Have yourself as much food as you like and have a safe journey, no hard feelings. Otherwise, come with me.
Nice. How about they shot him by himself there? George
Oh,
Clooney.
and do you hear the song in the background? Dun, dun, dun.
Is that?
So it's when they're first together, and then the next time they play it is when they're leaving.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that.
I didn't notice that
When
either.
they're by the fountain of Caesar's palace.
Yeah,
right?
they just like it's not even playing
very,
anymore.
yeah.
It's very subtle there. Yeah, it's when they're leaving the fountain.
Yeah.
Which was actually the last thing that they shot together.
I never noticed that. Wow.
Otherwise known as the Bellagio, the Mirage, and the
I've seen this movie I don't know how many times.
Yeah, I never noticed that. Wow.
See, this is what happens when you talk to people while watching a movie.
Love it. Cinema is beautiful, Pat.
What if you just went into a movie theater right now and just pulled up a desk in the middle of it? Sir, you can't do that.
Oh man, we're doing a
No.
rewatchables for my
Yeah.
podcast.
What are you talking about? The movie just came out today.
You guys want to be a guest? Also, shout out to Ted Griffin who wrote this. Forgot to mention his name, but such a fantastic script.
Did he solely write it, or Soderbergh also?
Yeah,
co-wrote
he solely wrote it. I'm sure Soderbergh,
it? Yeah.
Put some of his.
And maybe if they asked
His
the Coens,
flashes.
they asked the Coens to look at the dialogue, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they were punching up some
There's
stuff.
so many movies that people oh yeah, I worked on that, but I didn't get credit for it. I just looked at the script, gave them some notes, but never got credit.
But Ted does some really fun things in his script that I actually have stolen from him. One thing where he'll be like, we may or may not see a truck in the background. He says
he,
that in the
lets
script.
you know.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
when Soderbergh's shooting that, obviously there's this truck in the background, and half the viewers might see it, half not. But I just love that he put that in the script, and I've definitely done that on a couple of occasions.
The Nevada Gaming Commission stipulates that a casino must hold and
All the staging's good, and you leave Matt Damon's character way in the back because he's still kind of not really understanding what's going on. What is this? I don't understand. He's not fully in. And I'm sure some of these guys know each other, and they're who's this other guy?
Do you know who Casey Affleck looks like in this movie? John Wilkes Booth. Look at his hairdo and what he's wearing next time they show him.
John Wilkes Booth. Say what you want about the guy, but dude could act. Great actor.
Shout out to Conan.
He's a good actor, that John Wilkes Booth. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Puts the lozenges. Oh, just great.
I
Great
just love that. It's like
face
like you're
acting.
expecting and you're like, oh no, we have a whole other plan for that. Just like, yeah, we're just gonna walk out. Oh, Matt Damon's cool now.
So much confidence.
Yeah.
Oh, another casting would have Danny Glover for the role of Frank, Bernie Mac's role. But guess what, Pat? Scheduling conflict because of the Royal Tenenbaums, just like the
Damn.
Wilson brothers,
Wes Anderson was stealing everybody.
right? All the talent. Ted Griffin based a lot of the brothers' dialogue on him and his brother growing up, just how like they're childish back and forths.
Just always like picking on each other.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw this in the middle of the day. Just guys like, no one cares though.
Casino security has an eye and an ear on everything, so we want an eye and an ear on them. Livingston?
And like heist movies, like on a technical basis, just have to be so hard to figure out. You know, how to do it in a way that's like smart, like it depicts them as like smart and capable people, even though like you have no clue how this would actually go down. I mean, I'm sure they talk to a lot of thieves and stuff, but like 3 casinos, I don't think any thief in the history of thieves were thinking about how to do that.
But you're right, it's all about like the confidence of how you shoot this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, oh, we've done this before, guys. It's just a bigger job. Don't worry about it.
Just amazing transitions. Zoom in on the balloons, out of focus, back to the balloons in the casino. Me and Pat were talking about how much we love zooms and how they're making a big comeback in the industry.
Those 70s zooms.
That guy. Midnight Special. Pat.
I see that.
He's the guy that helps them out, lets them stay at his place, and then like goes into the kid and is like,
oh wow.
Random.
So random.
So random. You know who I'm talking about though? And he's like looking into his
I need to rewatch it.
eyes, and the kid's like freaking out, and Michael Shannon comes in, and
he's the most nervous of everybody in all of these movies. He's like, I'm just profusely sweating all the time. I love the colors in this movie. Just like so like.
Yeah, he said, I can't do black and white. Fine, I'll make this the most beautiful fucking thing you've ever seen. Love the
like
colors
this
in this
entire room
movie.
is going to just be blue. Scott Conn. Yeah, I think you'd probably have to do a lot of research on this to be like, would this actually work? Like
are
if I just
these
attach this to this, would I be able to see? It'd probably be like, I mean, with technology now, yeah, but in 2001 or 2000, whenever they shot this, they probably made up a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine, you know. Audience isn't gonna question most of these
Unless
things.
the audience also does heists.
Yeah.
They're like, this would never happen.
It's like when scientists watch Armageddon.
Yeah. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson. This wouldn't happen. So okay, dude. Like, it's a movie. This isn't real.
Movies are fun, Neil. That would be funny though if like NASA came in, some scientists came in on Monday after watching Armageddon, and they're like, we need to talk about this. I think we could do this.
We have a new plan. It's called the Armageddon plan.
We need to start finding some what were they, like diggers or oil drillers? Yeah. They're like, let's find some oil drillers just in case.
Yeah, it's like, why would you just train the astronauts? Like, why are you just Train them to point a drill down and turn it on.
Yeah, probably the best, most hilarious commentary of all time. Ben Affleck on
Just
Armageddon.
ripping on Armageddon as he's watching it.
He's like, you think it's easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts?
He's always just so disheveled.
Oh my god.
It's like at that point, if I were like Danny Ocean, like, or Brad Pitt's character, like, do we really need him again for another heist? Because he's really bad at this.
Yeah, right. Like you gotta have.
Like in the third one when he can't get like the machines to work correctly, and he's like calling people.
Yeah, it's like you guys can't find a couple better options.
Yeah, there's gotta be someone better than
It
this.
seems like you have a big network of thieves.
Yeah, Linus is your first one.
Also, random fact. I don't know how someone figured out. Maybe there's like some dialogue that talks about how much money Ruben put in, but someone did calculations because they needed Ruben to like back to finance the preparation for the heist. Basically, it was why they needed him. And apparently, someone did some calculations and figured out that Ruben put up $20 million
Jesus.
for the heist.
But I guess he's gaining like 100-something million in return.
Well, it was 14 million each that each of them get split.
Yeah.
So he's
he's,
losing.
like, losing money.
Yeah, but it's all because of
But he gets
revenge.
taken
Right?
down, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll pay the $6 million to take him down.
It's so petty. Take a $6
I'll
million
pay
dollar
you.
hit to take down
I'll take
Terry
a pay cut.
Benedict. Oh, Bernie is so good in the scene.
I love this shot of them looking at them just bouncing on the car outside. Because he's a salesman himself. Early 2000s was an interesting style.
Yeah, a lot of baggy
Kind of
suits.
baggy suits, yeah. Like the guy that's tailoring him, look how baggy his suit is.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want a guy tailoring my
if
suit
I'm
to look
going
like
to-
that.
Yeah, he's like, sir, your suit's not tailored. I think I need to go to a different store.
I love this part.
Dude, Clooney's such a good actor. I think he's really underrated as an actor.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, he's known for acting, but I think people just see him as like, oh, look how good looking George Clooney is.
Has he ever won an Oscar or been nominated?
For yeah, he won for Syriana,
Oh.
supporting actor, and that was the same year he did Good Night and Good Luck. So he was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director for it. And when he won Best Supporting Actor, first thing he said, he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm not winning directing."
That's good.
And he didn't win directing. That would be Ang Lee for Brokeback Mountain,
Huh.
which probably should have won Best Picture. Let's be honest. Over Crash. It was like early 2001 sunglasses that were like really skinny.
Terry Benedict.
There he is.
Andy Garcia. Perfect casting.
I feel like Andy Garcia always just wears this outfit in movies now. Like he's always just
Yes,
looking like
dude.
so good.
Yeah, and he's looked like this for 20 years
Yeah.
now.
He just never stepped away from Ocean's 11.
Warren Beatty and Ralph Fiennes both considered for Terry Benedict.
Warren would have been interesting.
Yeah. Ralph, not so
I
much.
could see Ralph having that same like kind of like charisma in a way. Very confident,
Yeah. I just feel like he would come off as too scary.
like Voldemort.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm thinking of.
Or just like so insane like Schindler's List.
Yeah,
That's too much though.
and Terry just or sorry, Andy just gives off this like subdued mafia
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, he
It's
looks like he'd be
perfect.
like in The Godfather, but very laid back
Brad
look.
Pitt
Eating again.
ate 40 shrimp during these
Good
scenes.
lord. Did he have a spit bucket next to him?
No, they said he ate it all.
His like stomach should be studied. Like, sir, why do you eat all the time? I'm sure Matt Damon's like
40 shrimp.
I'm sure when they all cut, Matt's probably like, "Are you still eating? Like, why are you eating again?"
You suicidal? Love
Only
that.
in the morning. He probably filmed Born right after this. Honestly,
Hmm.
'cause I feel like Born is what really like made him huge. I mean, he's already pretty big at this time, and not like George Clooney, Brad Pitt big.
Julia
Julia, I was about to
fucking
say Julia Roberts
Roberts.
at the same time as you. Julia
Fun
Roberts.
fact: she's not wearing any shoes in this shot
Oh wow.
because she didn't want to. She couldn't walk down those stairs in heels, and Soderbergh was like, "Well, we're not getting her
Just don't
feet anyway." So
movie magic. Just don't shoot her feet.
she was the highest paid actor at the time. 20 million was her asking price. So George Clooney, they really wanted her to do it. Obviously, everyone had to take pay cuts for this. George Clooney sent her a $20 bill and said, "I heard you're getting 20 a picture.
Nice.
Here you go."
I'd be in if that's gonna be like I'm in, dude.
I think that's what sold her. I'm sure she probably got like, I don't know. I mean,
She probably maybe she even took maybe a pay cut.
she had to have gotten at least $1 million though.
That's surprising that Clooney wasn't getting that much. Because he now is probably getting at least 20 mil for acting.
Yeah, he might have been right there,
Probably
right there
around
with her.
15, 10, 15. Did he produce this, Clooney?
I don't think so. I think it was. I mean, he might have had like a executive
Probably
producer
like
credit.
towards, and then maybe made it like 2 and 3 is when he started the EP.
Jerry Weintraub, I think, was the main producer for this. He had like a lot of Vegas connections, so they were able to like film
Shoot
in the
everywhere,
Bellagio.
yeah.
And
Because if anything, that's all you're gonna probably do is like if you didn't have those connections, you're just gonna shoot these where it's like you have them in the background, but everything else is a soundstage, so it's looks like it's the inside of Bellagio or MGM. If anything, these probably casinos want, even though you're technically in the movie you're stealing from these casinos, like they want their casino shown, so brings them advertising. It's free advertising. That's art, dude. Do you get it?
fun fact, that's a replica. I know way too many IMBD facts. When you move closer, that's how you know
That's how you know. That's how you know it's good.
you're an art connoisseur.
It's like I'm Julia Roberts. They should have cut to the security guy watching them. Just like
Creepy.
he's like, oh.
He's like, do it, kiss.
Eating Tums. Eating Tums while drinking.
Yeah,
That should go well.
it's called balance, Pat.
Yeah. I love how he's putting on an accent here.
This guy reminds me of Paul Newman that he's talking to.
Let's see him again.
Businessman of some kind, working mostly in Europe. Very vague. Relax around.
The private tables. Me going to Vegas. Where's the $5 table? That's all I got. That's all I got is like $5. Not a big gambler anyway.
I know, man. I'm not the biggest Vegas fan, but it's mostly because I just don't like to lose the money that I earned.
I'd rather like gamble on like a football game or like
Yeah.
a hockey game because it's like it's a longer thing. It's like maybe we can come back and I can win the money back. But
It's like if we had the expendable income, but Vegas would probably be a lot more fun.
it's like roulette or whatever, blackjack. You lose $100 in like 15 seconds, and you don't even know what happened.
That's my ex-husband.
What? She kind of lets her guard down there too, in the face.
Yeah.
She's always been so confident.
Yeah, very subtle. And then you see that in her eyes. She's like, it's a
she's
little bit of like hope and questioning, maybe.
Yeah.
I sold it. I don't have a husband, or didn't you get the papers?
My last day inside.
I told you I'd write. Danny, go.
Some good exposition there. A lot of people hate exposition, but
Okay, listeners, I need someone to write in. This has bothered me my entire life watching this movie. George Clooney goes, the waiter comes up and he goes, whiskey and a whiskey. But he takes his thumb and his index finger. The first whiskey is like large and the second whiskey is smaller. So I'm like, is he asking for a shot of whiskey and then like,
then one to sip on?
Yeah, one to sip on? Whiskey and whiskey. And I'm like, I always imagine myself going into a bar, going up to a bartender and being like, whiskey and a whiskey, and he's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like, what do you want? What kind of whiskey do you want?
And he never gets his drink. So listeners, please, if you know, tell me what the hell Danny Ocean
Maybe
is doing
it's a
there.
secret drink that only rich people know.
Whiskey and whiskey.
Or he was just telling the waiter to go away, and maybe the waiter's gonna think about what a whiskey and whiskey is for a while.
Yeah, no, because he never comes back.
He doesn't make me cry.
Ugh, what
I love how like
what a line.
This,
Does he make you laugh? He doesn't make me cry.
Damn. I love how they. Oh, right there. Look at that divide. Oof, beautiful. Right in between them. But they also shot that whole scene. You didn't see like anyone in the background. It was just all probably like a medium close up on them. But you didn't need to know what was going on. Like you didn't need all of that background noise. It's way more of an intimate conversation. And then you have that last line. Then you cut to the outside and showed the divide between them. Perfect. Do you think they just like walked outside and like, wait, George, scoot back a little.
Definitely.
Oh, shoot this. Like,
Yeah, like that. I mean, maybe he had that idea in his head, but that feels like a shot that he was just like on the day found
they
it.
found it like something. They're just like lighting the outside window. Like, wait, come look at this. Like, oh, there it is. Is that it? No.
No, damn it. But it.
But then when you cut back to them, you move the camera on the other side of them.
Yeah, interesting.
But you're still shooting them like close up. But it's like the conversation's completely like, it's changed now. It's like they're more aggressive. Time has passed, so we move the camera on the other side. No. Well, there's the whiskey.
Oh yeah, there's the whiskey.
So maybe it was a shot.
Yeah, so a shot and then just a. But he didn't even say on the rocks. That was on the rocks.
Yeah.
We gotta talk to Steven. If someone has Steven's number. It's always bothered
was it
me.
in
I
the
don't know
script?
why. I can't remember if it was.
That's right. How does it feel to be out? About the same.
Danny was just about.
I just stop by. Say hi.
Ooh, I love the detail of Danny playing with his ring and looking at it while he's talking to Terry.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how like he cut back to like obviously when Terry walked up, it went more wide because their conversation's essentially over at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything that's happening in my hotels. So I should put those towels back. No, the towels you can keep.
I love how he doesn't even make eye contact with
Yeah,
her.
it's
Like,
so scary.
yeah, he's like, you can keep the towels because I have your wife, your ex-wife.
There.
Danny. He doesn't even
Oh
look at
man, it's so good.
I wonder, like, Soderbergh's like, maybe just, like, don't look at him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
more
would love to see
powerful.
the redirects there.
Yeah. You can see, like, the film scratches on this Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
It's an old Blu-ray, that's why. I'm surprised they haven't put out a 4K of these. I'm sure they will. We're watching this on my Blu-ray.
Oh, another fun fact: they actually, for the scene where they're demolishing the casino, originally they had shot them demolishing some building in New York, but then this came out right around 9/11,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
so they had to
2001.
they
I
had
wonder
to
when, do you know when
reshoot
this was
that.
released?
I think it was 2001. Let's see.
Like, what a year? I love how he doesn't even turn around to look at it.
Yeah, this was released in 2001, so probably right after.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
So,
it's
like,
right behind, I love it's right
yeah, like
behind
that's
him.
all VFX.
Yeah.
But
I also wonder in that scene, because it was so windy, if they actually did have audio, and it was just like their audio is probably so bad,
yeah.
and they're just like, what if we just edit this, like, just put some music over it? It's like we don't need audio here, because you can tell when they're on the stage, like Andy Garcia's hair was just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, and that one shot was so good where everyone turns around
and then
except for
and he's
except
just
for
staring
Danny.
at them. Yeah.
So good. That's actually one of my favorite shots of the movie.
They built this whole. This was a set. Dude, my back hurts like thinking about doing it. Like,
Yeah.
that dude's gotta be so strong, man.
Put you in the middle of the room, 10 feet from everything. You have to get from there.
I love that. How it's kind of like, oh, like they like the reveal of it, like, oh, we just built this right here as a practice.
This is where most of Ruben's money was going.
Yeah,
Hollywood sets, pretty much.
basically. Probably just to rent out this warehouse. It's half of his money. The optical flip. I feel like he's still the only one that does transitions like that. Like it'd be
Yeah.
like an iMovie transition, but it's like so funny. Like it's just an old school transition. Like optical flip. Like I did that in like middle school like projects for like a photo shoot for like a photo album. I love how Linus is the only one in the back covering his nose.
Never noticed that.
He's like,
What's a pinch?
Pinch is a device which creates like a cardiac arrest for any broadband electrical circuitry. Better yet, a pinch is a bomb. Yeah, but without the bomb,
like Don Cheadle's another one. Like I don't think I've ever seen him have like a bad performance.
Yeah.
pulse which shuts down any power source within its blast
Like even if people are like, oh, this accent sucks. It's like maybe that's the point. Like that's why.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
mean, it never
because
bothered
people-
me.
I'm sure people are like, oh, it's his acting sucks in this because of the accent. It's like no, I think that's the point.
Yeah, I'm sure it was British people who had
No, yeah.
issues with it, but like Americans hear this and they're like, yeah, it's a British
Yeah,
accent.
it's gotta be right. I mean, most Americans think the entire world revolves around the U.S. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think it might.
Pinch in a well big enough to manage it.
The looks.
There you go, using that zoom out.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, people need to use zooms more. You don't use them anymore. I mean, people do, but
Yeah,
more people should use them more.
definitely don't have to tell the Safdies to start using
Zappies are
zooms.
like, I'm just gonna keep making 70s movies.
Alright, start. Are you gonna think of one? No, I've already thought of one. I'm not going to. Alright, so you're thinking of one right now? No, I'm done thinking about it. I have it in my head. Are you a man? Yes. Are you alive? Yes.
Are you a man? Are you?
Gets it within 3 questions.
My hand's not in it. Am I touching you? Am I touching you? Am I touching you? So my
I love it, just like the cuts of just like, I can't believe I'm sitting in this fucking car with these guys right now.
Yeah, Casey Affleck and Scott Conn were just fucking really good.
That's great. Yeah, I love how they're like, they make them seem like they're so dumb, like Casey Affleck and Scott Conn, but obviously they're smart enough to be in this.
Yeah, but like, what are their skills
Yeah.
actually?
I think
Those
their
two.
skills are just like distraction. I think.
Yeah.
They're good at distracting, and causing a scene.
Yeah, you're right.
Where's Lina? I love this whole. Here's your Jason Bourne. Is this his audition for Jason Bourne?
Just great
But I love-
camera
yeah.
work.
I love how it's just silent too.
Should somebody help him? Oh, no, that's a great idea. But let's help out the man and we can all get lit.
He even kind of has like a Bourne outfit on.
Yeah. These guys should have their tasers out.
I know.
What are they doing?
I wouldn't be surprised if they had guns too.
Yeah, right? Like they're stealing like
I love how you guys at the front. Like,
just constantly not in sync with
Yeah.
the group.
you're gonna cut to handheld. There. Because like I was like, that was not supposed to happen. So Danny Ocean's pissed.
Eating.
He's already like, I love these. He looks at them. Clearly something happened.
Man, those frosted tips there were even
I
more
know.
frosted here, I feel like.
We have a problem. You've been red flagged. It means the moment you set foot in that casino floor, they'll be watching you. Like hawks. Hawks with video cameras. That's a problem.
So turn that off, will you? Turn it off when I'm ready to turn it off.
Oh, the boss is speaking.
Any idea how this happened? Oh, come on. He's been chasing Benedict's girl. Two of them got in an argument 2 nights ago. Understand me? Didn't you tell me? I did.
Damn.
I was concerned you couldn't make Tess alone. Who's Tess? My wife. Ex-wife. Tess is here? I'm sorry. I didn't know if it would sting you, but it did.
It's interesting how they do that. Like,
He's out.
Ruben didn't know who Tess was, but some of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Just shows the different types of relationships they have.
Yeah.
Put her before us. You made it mine. This is my job. Wait. You can't just be out. Who's gonna trigger the balls? Kid, you up for it?
He's so good at having like a piercing eye. Clooney.
Locate the others. Let me know the change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking to an actor recently, and they were talking about how pretty much the most important skill to learn as a film actor specifically is stillness.
And like eye acting.
Yeah, just knowing, like, just not moving your body or head, and
Yeah.
just all in the eyes and being still at certain moments.
Mm-hmm. Even those like types of camera movements, people just like, I feel like it's like a lost art form.
Seriously.
Like if you watch just like a random like any week Netflix movie, it's just they're all the
Yeah,
same way put together.
very traditional.
Unless you have like obviously like Fincher or Cohen's making it, it's gonna look different, but it doesn't look like theirs. But any Netflix dump movie like on a Thursday, it's gonna look exactly what it looked like last week on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this talented Mr. Ripley look.
Be specific but not memorable. And funny but don't make it laugh. He's gotta like you and then forget you the moment you've left his side. And for God's sake, whatever you do, don't under any circumstance. Yeah.
Soderbergh does a lot of fun camera movements in his movie No Sudden Moves.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
It's really good.
Is that a-
Really interesting
is that a Max
cinematography.
original?
Yeah. And I recently watched for the first time his Che movies, Che Part 1 and Che Part 2. Che Part 1 would pair perfectly with Oppenheimer. There's so many similarities. It's kind of crazy. I saw it like 2 weeks after I saw Oppenheimer, and I was just seeing a lot of parallels between the two.
I don't think I've ever seen his Che movies actually.
You should check them out.
They're
Part
on
one
Criterion,
was
though.
definitely more interesting, but
They're on Criterion, I think.
yeah, that's where I watched it.
He's got a few movies on Criterion. Hey, you're foreshadowing boxing. Is boxing even like a big sport anymore?
Not unless you're Jake Paul, I guess.
I guess MMA's taken that over, I guess.
Yeah, definitely moved to MMA.
It must have been annoying to film in these casinos, though. Because you can't, like, stop the casino floor. Like,
They would though, dude.
Really?
They said that they would like kick out the high rollers
Jeez.
even. But I'm sure they could only film for like
a certain
2
amount-
hours at a
yeah,
time.
Like, the casinos, like, you can only... Like, I'm sure the people in the very, very background, besides, like back... There's probably, like, a PA standing back there.
Mm-hmm.
But they probably only had this certain area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they probably would have him like walking here, and then like just the next shot, just have him walking back down the same walkway.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're telling the people at the tables like, "Hey, we're filming Ocean's 11 right now. Just don't look at the camera and act like you're still gambling." Like, switch to handheld because he may have almost been found out there.
Benedict's like,
He's like, "I have the nuclear codes." There's the Infinity Stones.
foreshadowing Marvel.
Yeah. Thanos will come soon.
Oh, how about this, Pat? Brett Ratner was at one point set to direct this. Thank God.
Thank God. Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner tunes in, sends us like
Yeah.
the nastiest email.
I would,
What have you two done?
yeah. I would like him to
Not make bad movies. That's what we've done.
and not be a piece of shit.
Mr. Zerga, this is my casino manager, Mr. Walsh. Now, if you will allow him, he will arrange for your briefcase to be stored inside our vault while you're watching a security monitor. Those are my terms, yes or no?
If we had no choice.
Oh, and another fun fact: Jon Favreau was offered to write the screenplay, but turned it down.
Interesting. Probably because of like Swingers and Maid.
Yeah,
I don't know what else would he have written at that time.
he was probably just in the studio system
Yeah.
getting random jobs like that offered to him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Brett Ratner was attached at that point, and he was like,
Probably,
pass.
yeah. They go through so many outfit changes.
I know.
I wonder if they were just like, how should we dress Linus? He's like, well, why don't we just dress him like Talented Mr. Ripley?
Yeah, literally.
Don't look at the camera.
Yeah, he looks like a CIA agent,
Yeah.
too. No, he wasn't ready. He's still wrapping his hand.
Yeah.
You know as well as our vault. There's a monitor in the briefcase right over here.
Don't let me.
George Clooney had a keg of Guinness installed in his dressing room for
Really?
this. For the entirety of the
Jeez.
shoot.
It's freaking tanked throughout the whole thing.
You know, just an end of the day Guinness.
He probably had a few during the day.
Anything for the NGC?
It's a lot of waiting around on sets.
It'd probably be fun to wait around in a casino, though.
Yeah.
Like, just hanging out. Dude, that camera work, like,
Yeah,
has got to
and
be perfect. Like,
And the timing, like
Yeah.
the ADs are
being like, go
working
now,
their
go
asses
now.
off
Yeah.
right here.
Focus puller's like, he can't.
How's that feel? You alright? You want something to read? Magazine? Alright. Counting down. 30 minutes of breathing time starts now.
This just came to our attention this morning, Mr. Benedict. Apparently he's got a record longer than like
What's
Terry looking him up and
Yeah.
down. Who is this guy? Who is this loser?
I wonder if they had him like ad lib something and he just couldn't think of anything. So just it's just
Yeah.
long. Like
That's what it-
whether you keep it in, like that's actually hilarious.
That's what it felt like, kind of. Damn, he knows his.
Yeah.
He knows what he needs to know. Look at that.
It's funny as they were just standing in that elevator waiting.
Yeah. Just such good timing and camera work and blocking.
Again? I gotta stop meeting in this restaurant.
You are up to something, Amy. What? And don't say you came here for me. You're pulling a job, aren't you? Well, know this. No matter what it is,
You said she was always written for this?
I think so, yeah. Like, I think they were. I didn't see any other casting what ifs
Yeah.
for her. So I think when George Clooney came on board, they pretty much made it his job to go get Julia.
Yeah, Roberts, yeah. I'm sure they're like good friends. Nice. She's like, God
A
damn
lot
it.
of thoughts going on
God
in her
damn
head.
it, Daniel.
It's like, Terry Benedict's cool and all, but Terry Benedict's not this People's Magazine's sexiest man alive.
heard what I said. Black man can't earn a decent wage in that state. Absolutely. Cowboy like you gonna try to throw me out on the street.
I'm trying to do my job, sir.
What you want from me, man? Want me to get on the table and dance? Let me shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you? You definitely won't let me deal with the cars.
He improv this part.
No. That's so good. Dang.
Man, he really was one of the funniest people on earth.
What a horrible thing to say.
You, sir, of all people, know that we at the MGC have always supported the hiring of colored.
So good.
The swipe.
Yeah.
I kind of would like to see the Frank and Linus's like rehearsal of that
Oh,
together,
yeah.
you know,
Like,
because you have to rehearse
oh
that.
yeah.
You nincompoop.
See how good they are at distraction though.
Yeah.
You are so.
No, to the vault. Then the next money goes into the vault, you know. Hey, next time, just remember the card. We won't run into that.
How'd they run? No, never mind. I thought they ran away.
That would be great. Just start jogging.
There's your briefcase now, Mr. Zerber.
What? Wonderful.
That's for Q.
He's not doing well. See how he's even sweating here.
Yeah, what the
He's just
hell,
always
man?
so like so nervous. Speed that shot up. Make it look like you're going so fast. You'd be surprised how many shots like that, or them pulling into a parking spot, where the person will actually hit the camera. Be like, oh shit. Oh dear God. Matt Damon's so good at playing like a wimp.
I know. That's why, like, I just couldn't see Johnny Depp or
Yeah, playing like a
Wahlberg
wimp. Yeah.
like playing a truly believable wimp.
Yeah.
You know your way back?
He got him. He got him. The confidence.
How much longer you figure Mr. Benedict's gonna be?
He loves this shot.
Yeah.
He's done it like 5 or 6 times in this movie so far.
No cameras in this room. Yeah. Don't want anybody seeing what goes on in here. He's not coming in.
Oh, it's just like the same looking guy coming in.
Yeah, just like double the size,
Yeah.
basically.
But he might know Danny though. What?
No.
Danny's thought of this. Yeah, you put it on top of the. I'm about to pass out though. It's so good, like that reveal, like not until later. Pregnant again.
Ruben just 2 seats behind
Yeah.
Terry.
Wouldn't Terry have seen him? Like,
Yeah, right. Like he has eyes everywhere,
yeah.
right?
Maybe that's the point. Like he always says he has eyes everywhere, but these guys are better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I guess Ruben was. Cause remember he was on the stage with him,
Yeah.
so I guess he knows Ruben's there for the fight.
Yeah.
The eye in the sky ASAP. We have a man down and he appears to be unconscious.
I do the same thing. Holy shit.
You didn't trust me?
So that was all planned to have Linus do this part. Like the whole scene in the room was like planned between Russ
Mm-hmm.
and Brad. That was like all part of the plan.
Yeah.
But he had to make it seem like
It was Linus's
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah. Danny's always one step ahead of everyone.
mm-hmm.
He's thought of everything.
Oh, we get a nice fun fact here. It's Brad Pitt's. That wig was a wig from Austin Powers.
Really? That's actually hilarious.
Like it was one of the rehearsal wigs for Mike Myers.
That's so funny. Yeah, because those were Warner Brothers, so they probably just had it
Yeah.
just in the
So
costume
bad.
department. Like, we need a wig. So they have so many costume changes.
I know,
It's
like
so
you're telling me not one person was like, wait, you two are the guys that were just at the door. You're the guys with the balloons.
basically just Mission Impossible.
Yeah, right. They obviously that's like all VFX. They shot this. They were only like a few feet off the
Yeah.
ground.
They even have that like same like costume design in Mission Impossible, the first one.
Yeah. You know that was on his mood board for this
Yeah.
scene.
It's just Tom Cruise. That's just that photo.
Livingston, we're set.
Livingston, we're set.
Faster, we're set. Hang on a minute, Chief. You have a minute. But then you better leave off bothering me, don't you think?
Sounds like a nuclear warhead.
I know, man.
White covers his garage. Maybe some radiation. Like- it's wild that something that small can do this.
Right.
Go.
That always hurt me
Yeah.
watching that.
Yeah, you can tell the CGI there. They did it. Oof.
I always love that.
Yeah.
Like they're
there's-
pro boxers, but those punches they were like so
Yeah.
weak.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Chaos.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Just pushing a casino
Yeah.
employee.
Just tackling everybody.
Oh,
I forgot how
clothesline?
wild this guy.
That poor woman just got clotheslined.
All it took was just the power to go out for 10 seconds, and it's the Wild West.
Ruben in the background.
I don't know. It's such good like tension.
Mm.
What a toss. She's probably good at shuffleboard. There's their character differences.
Patience.
Patient. You're right. There is a lot of coverage in this.
So much coverage, man. Director's worst nightmare.
Just those inserts of. This could have been second unit though, doing those close-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him out. He has his Infinity Stones. That shot always looked weird to me. It looked like it was reversed.
Mm.
It always looked like weird. Like his body movement looked weird.
Oh.
Yeah, just like because they just placed the bet earlier. Like he almost got on. What would you have done if he actually tripped there? Would you just be like, all right, I'm gonna go home, I guess?
Yeah, right? Like,
because that
well,
didn't work.
getting a plane ticket home.
Never heard of it, Danny Ocean.
It must be nice when your job's done
Yeah,
for the
now you're
entire
just
heist,
like,
and you're
yeah.
just like watching it,
See if they
like
can finish
Basher
it.
and Frank.
Yeah, they're done. Like thinking about Brad Pitt really isn't in like doing most of this stuff. He's kind of just like
Yeah.
hanging out.
He just, yeah, you're so right. He had that small part as the doctor, and otherwise he was just the mastermind. But
Yeah.
Danny's getting his hands more dirty.
See us sweating profusely. Like, dude, take your sweater off. It's probably why you're sweating so bad.
The heat's like 80 in the room.
It's such an easy like kind of slapstick bit. Like, of course this doesn't work. Everything's worked perfect up to this point, but
And it's because
the simplest thing.
it's because like no batteries, right?
Yeah.
But then does Damon just have batteries here?
You shook the battery.
he just had
Yeah.
extra
He just
batteries,
had
dude.
the batteries
That's
for
I
that.
mean that's preparation.
Yeah. That reminds me
So
of like the Dark Knight when like the Joker tried to blow up the hospital. He
oh
keeps smacking
yeah.
it, and then he finally does it, and he's like, "Oh crap!" Like,
Man, if they didn't change the batteries, they would have had a dead friend
Yeah.
on their hands.
I think it used a little too much explosive.
The only time he
Yeah.
speaks English the whole movie. Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, they all slowly come in from their jobs
So
being
good.
done.
Hypnotized by the money. Ain't we all?
And they're still fighting out there. Oh,
Interesting. This would never happen nowadays because we don't even answer our own
Yeah.
phones, let alone
you're from an unknown
just
number.
answer
Yeah.
the random flip phone in your
Yeah.
pocket. It could be a bomb.
What the hell's going on in the vault? Nothing, sir. It's all normal. Show me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. You're watching your monitors? Okay. Keep watching.
This town, your luck can change just that quickly.
Find out how much money we have down there. Sure.
She knows who it is. With that zoom in. Perfect. Zoom back out. They definitely planned a lot of the editing while filming.
Oh yeah, like
Because they purposely went out of focus there, and they came like, it's like, we're gonna have it at this shot here.
he seems like a director that storyboards,
Yeah. Everything.
especially for a movie like this. It's so precise.
You broke into my vault. Congratulations. You're a dead man. Maybe. May I ask how you expect to leave? Do you believe I'm gonna allow you to grave bags full of my money out my casino door? No. You're gonna carry out force. Why would I do that? Take a closer look at your monitor.
As your manager's probably reporting to you now, you have a little over 160 million in your vault tonight.
Shit.
Notice, we're only
How does he know that?
The other half we're leaving in your vault, booby-trapped, as a hostage.
You let our 8 million go, and you get to keep yours. That's the deal. You try and stop us, we'll blow both casinos.
Hang on, I gotta go. Julia Roberts is standing in front of me.
Tonight, secretly, or you can lose 160 million of us.
I love how he just continues to go with the plan. Hi. Hi.
He's in the casino.
Wait a minute.
Make the call.
Cell phones were like so massive. It's like bricks.
Where's Danny?
He's fine. He's in good form. Go upstairs and watch TV.
He does.
We have 3 men with explosives who have taken control of our vault. Okay. It's all right, Tess. You have a deal. Promise. Fantastic. Here's what you do. The guys in the vault will deposit 6 bags into the vault elevator. The elevator will rise to your cages. 3 of your guards will pick up the bags and carry
Such
them
a massive, meticulous plan.
Now, it can take more than 20 seconds to reach the casino floor. If there's any indication a switch has been made, we'll blow the money in the bags and the money in the vault.
He's in the casino by the slots. Of course I'm in the casino.
Of course.
Two words, minibar.
Casino floor. A white, unmarked van is going to pull up in your valet station. Your guards will load the bags into the van's rear. If anyone so much as approaches the driver's door, we'll blow everything. When I get word the van is away and the money is secure, my men will exit the building. And once their safety is confirmed, you'll get your vault back.
It's already out.
I have complied.
Oh, those shots of the cars driving away, and he just kept panning back to them.
Good. Now I have one of my own. Run and hide, asshole. Run and hide.
Until the third movie, when I'm gonna help you guys.
What's going to Newport Beach Island? Supremely disappointed.
Well, he's in the second one too, right? I think he's in the second one. Is he
Yeah,
in the second-
briefly maybe.
Yeah.
Rest assured.
He kind of helps them again. He starts to like help them. Just impressed by them. I mean, honestly, I'd probably be pretty impressed. Like these guys
Yeah.
robbed 3 of my casinos.
I'd be like, these guys literally need to work for me. Not listening, Terry.
We're all gone.
Mr. Benedict, my guys say that van is headed toward McCarran Airport. Get everybody in position. I want my vault back before that van hits the tarmac.
Yeah, you can tell the green screen there. I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm so nervous. Thinks he's so cool right there. The pause.
The voice.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
What's going on, Tom?
I wonder who that voice is.
Tell them to take the van. And find that into my system. Yes, sir.
A lot of people getting fired. It's what the bosses do. It's never their fault.
Yeah, I love these scores to these movies. Just basically jazz.
Yeah, it's like elevator
Yeah,
music,
it's like
pretty
elevator
much.
kind of jazz, which kind of goes with the vibe of being in a casino.
Hmm. Like makes the movie a little more whimsical, you know,
Yeah,
less serious.
it's pretty good shots.
What if they just fucking missed? Just light up the
you know, in
van.
movies like the bad guys are always so bad at aiming.
Never can hit the good guy.
Yeah.
We have to determine at this time how they entered or exited the premises.
So I guess Brad Pitt does have a big role at the end.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He just hasn't done anything up to this point. Gerval. It sounds like Inglourious Bastards. It's
Yeah.
Gerval.
Quentin's like, you know what, man? I saw Ocean's 11, man, and the voice you did in that, man.
Quentin. Damn. Uber before Uber. Self-driving car.
Yeah, right? The first self-driving car is in Ocean's 11.
Well, I guess they were technically driving it, but
Yeah, a remote
yeah.
driving.
There's nobody inside.
It's okay. Oops.
Enough monkey business.
Like, Ruben, you gotta smoke that in here?
Yeah, right? Oh my God, Ruben.
money in the bags.
Same here.
Walsh, cue up the tape to the robbery. Yes, sir. I'm looking at the tape now. No, it doesn't. I don't understand.
What a trick.
We had it installed on Tuesday. The images we saw of those men robbing us was a tape. What? It was staged. Somebody made a duplicate.
Genius. So yeah, they did need that soundstage. That was all their money. It'd actually been funny if they had that them filming like on Warner Brothers Studio a lot. Like, they rented a soundstage to film that.
Just walking right out the front door.
Like they said, we're gonna walk right out the front door.
Beautiful. But Brad had to make a costume change quick because he was on the phone with Terry, and then the SWAT team comes like right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to. Oh my god, poor Carl.
Reaching elevator doors now. We have 2 guards.
I always love when they do this, when they show it actually happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the reveals are always for
Yeah.
heist movies are always the best part.
We're gonna walk right out the front door.
But then it's like, I forget, like, does Terry just decide not to press charges because Brad Pitt's on the cameras in the casino?
Like you would know who it is.
Like he would be wanted, like one of the most wanted men.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. Maybe
But
they
maybe
talk
it's-
about it in the next movie.
Maybe it's because he also does like illegal deals too. So like if he like
Yeah,
maybe the money could be like
a little dirty money.
yeah.
Didn't want to expose himself.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a movie.
And it's like we wanted to see Brad Pitt's face
Yeah.
there when he's walking out.
Ah, perfect. I'm like, damn, you've been beaten up the whole time.
I have my hand in what?
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you have a hand in this?
It's like the
Benedict. I had no
they're different looks too. He obviously had a whole hand in it, but he looks like he just got the shit kicked out of him. He's still like perfectly like looking good.
Mm-hmm.
But Clooney's like, I just did all that to you. I just stole like 100-something million from you. Julia's like, where's Danny?
Hello. Turn to channel 88. Who is this?
88.
Who is this nerd?
He's like, 88? We don't have pay-per-view here.
Who is this nerd? Who's this nerd? You sound like you're sweating a lot.
Oh, is this the sweaty guy?
Yeah.
No. Stop. just like whisper that. Stop.
I did always wonder,
This is
like,
some great-
how did Danny know that he was gonna get Andy to say like
Yeah.
the exact thing that would
Also,
end
this
the
is some
relationship?
Great audio from a security camera.
You give up, Tess. What would you say?
Oh, I guess Danny probably has a mic on him, like in his ear.
Mm.
Don't say yes.
Damn.
Are you kidding me? Julia Roberts would never say yes for money over Julia. Idiot.
And she's out.
Give me 72 hours. I'll find out who took your money.
He's like, that's nothing.
Show Mr. Ocean the exit and contact the police. I'm sure he's in violation of his parole. Yes, sir.
It's a big elevator button. Perfect. What do you think her full name is? Tessica?
Tessica Roberts.
Tess. Yeah, what's that short for? Because it's definitely like a nickname. Here, Tessica.
Here it is. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
He's
dun.
lost everything. Yeah, it's interesting that he doesn't press charges.
Yeah. I
I
forget
guess
if
he never really knows if Danny did it. That's why.
they have to talk about it in the subsequent movies.
Because they also impersonated police officers. Like SWAT
Yeah,
team.
dude.
Like, going to jail for at least
They'd-
5 years for that. Yeah, I love this part. Now he's in the front. Look at him leading.
Go ahead, Linus.
We did it, guys. They're going there. It's a long walk.
That is, dude. They
Like,
take
where
a
we-
cab over there.
Where are we going? Oh, we're going to the fountains.
We need to order 6 cabs
Yeah, we're going to the
for all of
fountains.
us.
Oh, that's far, man. I don't want to walk all the way there.
Distraught, but then
This is like an old school Hollywood ending.
yeah, just no dialogue.
Yeah.
It's so great.
The swell of music.
Oh, she realizes.
She's like, he's gonna be at the fountains.
Wait, that's my husband.
It is. You just get the cops go. Okay, we can get him downtown.
It's like we're not gonna let
Wait,
you.
it's my husband. Oh, it's your husband. Okay, you're good to go.
We're not gonna let you make out with your husband right now.
How long will you be?
3 to 6 months, I guess.
Oh, great. Tessa's got to wait again.
Yeah.
Always waiting for you, Danny.
Tessica. They probably didn't even have to pay for the song. Isn't the song like 200 years old?
I mean, is this the furthest anyone's gone to get their ex back?
Yeah,
By the
seriously.
way? Has to be. He didn't care about the money. So they got to. I think Soderbergh said he let them choose who would leave at what time. I think he wanted Brad to go first, and then they decided on
That's
who.
great. I wonder how
who
long they
left.
left that. Like how long they filmed it for. Like how long they were standing there.
Yeah, Damon said it was like oddly
Pretty quick.
the most emotional
Oh, yeah,
scene
'cause
in the
it's
whole like for all of them.
Yeah.
And obviously they filmed it last. Yeah, so he was like, Mastermind goes first, and then you guys talk about who goes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the order is.
Yeah, he's looking around like, nice guys. We did it. Just no dialogue. All go our separate ways. He bounced right
Scott
away.
Conn.
Scott's like, I'm out of here. I gotta go to the
Don
bathroom.
Cheadle. And then they're all just dispersing on their own. And yeah, I get they probably let Carl
Yeah.
out of respect be the last one. Yep. It's definitely what it was. They all just respected him so much.
You can be last. Go make another TV show, Carl. So they said, take that money and make another TV show.
Little does he know it's not his last job with Danny Ocean.
Yeah. 3 to 6 months later.
Love
That's
that.
great.
3 to 6 months.
6 months later. We don't know exactly.
There he is. Now he's got like a goatee, kind of.
Is he back in Jersey?
Eating a greasy burger.
Oh yeah, because he violated his parole, so he'd have to be back in Jersey.
Yeah.
And they obviously filmed those scenes back to back.
I love that.
I wonder if this is the first scene they filmed, because then he would just have to shave.
I love the heartburn detail.
Yeah.
He's been eating all film, and finally you get to see him have some heartburn.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the first scene they filmed. I feel like if I had a lot of money too, I wouldn't drive like a flashy car.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big car person.
Not either.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a cool vintage car, but
Yeah, it's like I don't need. Whatever gets me to point A and point B.
I'd rather have like a bunch of properties around the world.
Yeah. What's Julia Roberts doing in my car? I'm sorry, Tessica Roberts. He's gonna drive them around.
Great line. Damn, that's hot. Liar. Thief.
Rusty just awkwardly driving away.
Yeah. Rusty's like, that's hot, guys.
I'll drive you around today.
Oh, I love this song.
Top down.
Riding off into no sunset.
Northern New Jersey's
Skyline.
There's no skyline. There's a couple trees. Maybe a post office. Will always be followed.
Directed by Steven Soderbergh. Ted Griffin. Screenplay.
Jerry. Yeah, based on the original screenplay. Yeah, honestly, I'm sure.
Peter Andrews, isn't that Soderbergh's
one of his
pseudonym?
pseudonyms, yeah.
So he did shoot this.
And I think that
That's
editing, yeah.
like
David Holmes. That's who it is. Yeah, he does all three of them.
that's absolutely insane to me. I mean, to shoot your own movies is like I don't know how your brain can hold that much information every day.
Like, wanted to be a cinematographer, probably.
Like that's just so impressive to me, and he's still doing it. It's like,
I know he's retired like
obviously
5 times.
obviously he probably has a really good camera team, camera ops who like know what he likes, and he just has to tell them one thing, and they know.
Mm-hmm.
And he can go talk to his actors.
I love introducing Julia
Oh
Roberts.
yeah, that is so good.
As Tess.
So good.
This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan. That's me. With intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.